We're getting ready as the 9th-ranked UAlbany lacrosse team takes on the number 2-ranked Maryland Terrapin lacrosse team. Scott Marr with us right now. Coach, when we hung out like a week or two ago, you told me you were hoping for cold weather.
Yep, no doubt. I think we're getting it.
You got it. Are you happy with what's the way everything's laying out for you against Maryland?
I could take the cold. I'm just hoping the wind would die down a little bit, but it is what it is. We play a sport outside in a winter time and early spring, and this is what we get. The other day it's even right now it's almost 40 degrees. It's nice out, and then it's going to change. So you don't know in March. It's a toss up really what you're going to get. So, but again, Maryland coming from Maryland, it's a little warmer down there. Hopefully the cold affects them a little bit more than it does us. And I remember in 2008 we were 0-5 going into. We had lost 4 one-goal games going into a game with Princeton, and Princeton at that time was still pretty much a powerhouse and coming off of they had 6 national championships, and it was probably prediction-wise similar weather that day, and we won 10-2.
There we go.
And we were in shorts, and the Princeton guys were in their long pants and their jackets and all that kind of stuff. So we were definitely ready for it, and I don't think they were. But we'll see how Maryland is. I think Maryland is a different team than that, obviously, and they're as good a team as I've seen in the last couple of years. They're 3-time runner-up in the national championship game. Bring back a good amount of kids from that team last year who lost in overtime. So. We have our work cut out for us, no question. But we're playing at a good level, and we're playing at a high level, and we're happy with where we are right now. But we certainly would love to get this one on Saturday and keep us in that top 10. You
guys, the last 3 games, winning by about 11.5 goals per game. You guys took down Cornell. Tell us a little bit about that matchup and some of the guys who stood out in it.
I think it starts right now for us. It really does start with our face-off kid. TD Urlin is going around 70% facing off. So we're having the ball a lot more with this group than we have in any other team I've ever coached here at Albany. So having that many extra possessions is huge. But then also our goaltender, J.D. Calaruso, is playing outstanding in the goal. So when you have a great goalie and you have an outstanding face-off guy, again, playing less defense, being fresher on defense, being more alert, being ready, not being tired on defense from playing so much defense is huge. But then also now we have 5 or 6 extra possessions each game. So, and we're capitalizing on that. We're getting the ball in. We're going 2, 3, 4 nothing before teams are even touching the ball. So when we can get off to great starts like that, that's impressive. And that's probably been the secret of our success so far, is having the ball enough times. But also we're being very efficient offensively. And Connor Fields is averaging 7.5 points per game right now. He had 4 assists against.
When's he going to pick it up?
Yeah,
that's what everybody wants to know.
We're hoping this weekend. But he had 4 assists against Syracuse, and then the last 3 games he's had 8, 9. He had 10 points against Drexel. So just playing at a really, really high level, and he's also he's spreading the game out to other guys in the team, and our shooting percentage is great. Bennett Drake, Sean Eccles, those guys are shooting in the mid-40s for shooting percentage, which is unheard of. And then our midfielders are getting us good transitions. So. It's really a good balanced team for us right now. We're doing a lot of good things all over the field, so we're really pleased with that. And we're out ground balling teams, and that's again when you don't when the ball does hit the carpet, we're getting it back. Because we're out ground balling teams by about 10 ground balls per game right now, so that's huge.
UAlbany lacrosse coach Scott Marr joins us. JD, your goalie's going to join us today a little later on today,
nice.
So we'll have him with us. But
you'll like him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he sounds. You got to be a little like I played a little goalie in high school, and I mean, obviously the skill level here, far beyond that. But you got to be a little crazy. To let people just take the stick. Well, what's it coming at you, like 150 miles per hour sometimes?
I think at our level right now, with the teams that we're playing and the way the sticks are built, and and the size of these kids that we're playing against, 6'3", 6'4", 6'2", kids can really shoot the ball. You're saying minimum 90 miles per hour. Minimum 90. You're getting up in the
feels
100s.
Faster. I'm just saying.
You're getting up to the 100. You're getting up to the hundreds, 105 with some kids. But when a kid's shooting the ball at you 90 miles an hour from 7 yards away, right. That thing is moving.
So, imagine a Raldis Chapman is throwing a ball, and you're not getting out of the way. You're trying to get in front of it.
Yeah, and they do, and it's amazing. If you watch games, you'll see goalies get hit in the leg and the knees, in the chest, and they don't flinch. They don't let guys show that they felt it, or it's amazing. just again, think about it. Okay, let's go out in the backyard. You stand 10 feet from me, and I'm going to throw this ball at you, and you're not going to move. And it's going to hit you right off the. It's going to hit you right off the. It's going to hit you off the kneecap or your shin or the inside of your thigh. I mean, you should see the legs on these guys. They wear sweatpants, but you take their sweatpants off, and they have these huge black and blue and purple bruises on their legs, and you're saying to yourselves, what in God's name are you doing standing in front of that shot?
But thank you for doing it.
And that brings up an interesting question about practice, because you see in basketball, the coaches will make players run if they don't make free throws at the end of a practice. Or football, they send the kicker out there, hey, if he makes a 40-yarder, you guys don't have to run sprints. Is that one-on-one style goalie versus your players going out to decide sprints? You let JD back off, look, we need you for the games, man. I don't need you taking any lumps.
We don't do much of that. I'll be honest with you, we've also talked to our goalies, and if you recall back in the day, Brett Queener, Brett's been pushing for years for goalies to wear pads on their legs, at least during practice, but they don't. They don't want to, it's kind of perceived as not tough to wear stuff on your legs. And we keep telling JD, I'm like, JD, put some baseball shin pads on, all of our goalies. Just save your legs during the week in practice, instead of getting hit. That they have too much pride and they don't want to do it. So it really is a deranged position. There's no question. I would never do it. I'd never say I would do it, but it is. But when you get a good one, and I feel like we have a good one in JD, it makes a difference. When they can make a big timely save during a game, it sparks your team. And get your offense going by getting some transition going. And he's done a great job of that so far for his first year playing after sitting 3 years behind Blaze.
UAlbany lacrosse coach Scott Marr with us right now. We're in the CEFQ Arena lobby. Saturday, big day, because we're going to come in here. We're going to take over the CEFQ. We're going to get socially lubricated up because we got beer and wine for sale. We're going to watch, hopefully, the UAlbany men's hoop team win the America East, and then we're taking over Casey Stadium. We're letting you guys know that we appreciate you playing hard in the gold, that JD taking 90-mile-per-hour shots off his knee, that we're there for him. Your coaching staff are all your former players.
Correct.
First of all, how do you keep them? Because, they're talented guys. You've always had talented players. Mm-hmm. And how much easier is it for you to run a team when these guys have come through your system and that are helping you teach your system?
I think more importantly, it's easier. It's more helpful for them and for us as a program that they understand the school and they understand the academic side of it. They understand the social side of it. So when kids come as recruits to ask questions, they have the answer because they've done it. They've been there. Liam's been with me now for going on 7 years. Merrick's been with us now for 2. Derek Eccles is my volunteer this year. Tim Cox was a volunteer last year. He went on to Robert Morris. I think the biggest thing, honestly, guys, is when you play here, you have fun, and you actually gain more of a love for the game because of how much fun you do have on and off the field with your teammates. And I think that, if you look across the board right now, I have 13 guys that are coaching in college lacrosse. Between Division I, II, and III. I have 3 head coaches, Chris Kivlin, Jordan Levine, Casey Keir, that are head coaches. And then I spread out guys who are assistant Eric Wolf at Harvard, Craig McDonald at UMass, Timmy Cox at Robert Morris. Then you got Liam and Merrick are here with me. I think, again, it's something that when guys come here, they see that and they feel that enthusiasm for the game that we have here, and they want to continue to be in the sport, And again, for kids now getting out of college, becoming an assistant coach, when I got out of college, it was a volunteer position.
Right.
I was a volunteer for 3 years. I didn't make a dime.
Oh. Wow.
These guys now are getting into positions, with the Big Ten schools adding it and all these other schools adding the sport. They're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 right off the bat. So it's a.
What do I have to do as an assistant coach? Let me know. I'll help out.
We do need a backup goalie for practice. So if you want to come out and put the pads on,
I gotta be. I would. Right circumstance, I might consider doing that. Let's wait till it gets a little warmer. But all right, so we were your 150th win. You were nice enough to let me come out with you and the coaches afterwards. A bunch of your players. We were over at City Line.
Yeah.
A bunch of your players running around. And is it the sophomores who all have the mohawks?
Yes, sophomore class.
Your sophomore class they all have mohawks. Mm-hmm. So I said to you, half in jest, but I said it, so I'm standing by it. If you beat Maryland, I'll let your sophomore class or whoever you guys can do it, you and the coaches, give Gaz and I mohawks.
I don't think God's agreed to that. Look at that face he's got right now.
I did not agree to it. But once he said, you had already said yes, I guess I'm in.
Yeah,
so,
you're in.
And I got the flow. Like, the flow looks good. It's not
That'd be nice, right?
You're right,
You
it's not
spike that
lax
up,
flow.
too. You put some spike in
Yeah.
some gel
I mean,
on that thing
this is the longest my hair's been since high school, so I'm in. So if you guys take down Maryland,
we'll take it.
If you want to bring the guys into the studio.
I got buzzers at home. We'll bring the buzzers.
You want to do it right after the game?
Right after the game.
Right after the game.
Right after the game.
They're going to give us some say goodbye.
Don't do that after the game.
Say goodbye to
Hype
your
this
hair,
up.
man.
Oh, no.
So if there's one more reason to come and watch UAlbany in the biggest game. This is a big weekend all the way around.
No
but this
doubt.
game is gigantic. Number 2 Maryland.
This is huge for us. For Maryland, again, national runner-up, to be coming up to Albany to play us. Again, when other teams that we play on our schedule are highly ranked that don't want to come to Albany and play. I really appreciate Don Tillman and Maryland, coming up here to play us. And, again, it doesn't get any bigger than this. We're both in the top 10 by the coaches poll, which is, to me, the more important one.
Right.
An opportunity for us to get a huge win for down the road when it comes to playoffs and playoff seedings and that type of stuff. This is a huge opportunity for our program to get a win.
The biggest game in the history of the program locally.
No doubt.
And you get to watch us get the living daylights embarrassed out of ourselves when UAlbany wins.
Yeah, despite us maybe losing our hair, we're rooting for you guys. You trust us.
I'm in. If you want to do it, we'll do it.
I'll get my sophomores to do it. They're classic. They're right now. They're kind of our glue class. Those sophomores. They got great personality. They're just a real loose group of kids, but also very competitive kids, and they play real hard. And then there's a lot of kids in that class contributing to what we're doing, and just a lot of fun to be around those guys. And again, that's the kind of kid that we have. They're just again, we're happy to be here, but we're also, they work hard, and they're very competitive kids, and they want to win just as much as anybody else.
Scott Marr, we will be here.
Awesome, appreciate it.
And even though the bad haircut's coming, I'm still rooting for you to win.
Best of luck.
I'm hoping you just light them up.
Thanks for all the support you guys have been giving us. I appreciate that.
And thanks for letting us be part of the program.